Sounds good, since summoned beings can be sustained solely with the power of the down gems. What about me? I'm not a summoned Bana. The only problem with that is our army won't be as strong. I don't think you have to worry about that. I'll die if I don't eat. After our territory became that of a nobles, we haven't been attacked. But we should find a hunting ground as soon as possible. I've got good news for you regarding that. Sit still, we're working. Rikshasha. Did you find something good while scouting? I found that many beasts have settled into the empty blood leopard territory and the flood dragon labyrinth. If we hunt all of them, we will be able to last for at least a couple of months. Great, now that we've solved our food problem. All we have left is the wall construction. Master. 0000. You're back, MH. Stop. That's not your food. That's the thing you need to protect, Hoya. You may not eat anything other than the food the labyrinth provides. Come here and sit still. 0000. Is it a were beast? How did you? I just picked it up on my way back. It's been following me since I saved it from being captured by some trash on the 7th floor. So many humans have died because of her, so I couldn't just leave her there. Well, other than that. Hand. Is a hero rank this common? Were Tiger Hoya. Hero. They're born as one. Were beasts have been working for the nobility of the abyss, so they usually don't leave their noble's territory. Why was she on the 7th floor? What? She's from the abyss. It seems that she's not the only were beast that's been gathering on the lower floors. Humans have been capturing them. That's quite strange. I mean, this child. From her looks and how she acts, it doesn't seem like she's served nobility before. I wonder if something's going on in the abyss nobles' territories. The wolf monkeys from the 6th floor were found on the 2nd floor, and now the hell spiders and even were beasts are coming up to the lower floors. The underworld has been chaotic recently. Well, now that she's with us here. Please look after her well. Yes. Were tigers are the strongest in combat amongst all were beast types, so I'm sure she will be of great help. Also, the flood dragon labyrinth core synchronization has. I'll settle the labyrinth's maintenance after I come back from above ground. I came here straight from the 7th floor to drop off Hoya. Don't cause any trouble, okay? Make sure to listen to Dominique well. If you keep eating whatever you see, we'll boil you alive and eat you. Your payment will be transferred to your account. What kind of a son are you to not call us a single time? Mother, father. How have you been? Don't be like that now. I'm glad she was able to adjust well. Although we were the ones who had to do the adjusting. Thanks for your hard work. Now then, time to check the completed labyrinth core. The Naga main core and the subflood dragon core have been synchronized. A new core has been successfully formed. You are now able to summon new types of troops. Naga champion rank 5. 25, Naga long range scout rank 5. 20, a capable scout and a hunter. It is very agile and specializes in laying traps, scouting, and searching. Naga sorcerer rank 5. 35, sorcerers that are able to manipulate darkness. It is not capable of combat, but it specializes in buffing allies and weakening enemies. These are the ones that got added due to the labyrinth's increase in rank. Naga cavalry rank 6. 140, these new troops have never existed in the history of the Naga labyrinth. These are the troops with the fastest flood dragons. They specialize in breaching large groups of enemies. Your main core rank is too low. Your smithy rank is too low. Siege class flood dragons crank 7. 1510, this gigantic flood dragon is able to carry tens of Nagas. This unit can be used for combat and can also be used as a mobile fortress to place allied units at a distance. This unit requires a lot of food and down gem energy to maintain. These must be added due to the Flood Dragon Labyrinth core. It costs 1510. What's with this ridiculous cost? Its maintenance cost is off the charts too. This must be the Siege class Flood Dragon. And the Flood Dragon was able to summon something like this. The Naga cavalry seems quite useful, but our rank isn't high enough yet. This isn't worth the 2,900 energy we lost. Maybe I'll summon some of the ones that I wasn't able to check out because of the battle. Naga Summon. Naga Long Range Scout. Naga Sorcerer. Not too bad. We won't have to worry about not being able to scout anymore. We can also lower the casualty rate with the Sorcerer. Master, we actually have another serious problem apart from scouting. What is it? The labyrinth's current food supply is nowhere near enough to meet demands. We can only last a month or so with our regular hunting grounds and the Flood Dragon corpses. Is Rikshasha nearby? That's. You've called, my master. I'll summon you a Naga scout, so I'll leave you to check out the ecology around here. We need to find a hunting ground for our food supplies. I understand. As for you, I'll grant you the right to use the energy stored in the Flood Dragon Labyrinth core, so use them to upgrade facilities like the smithy and the research lab. I understand. Quintus will be in charge of training the soldiers and protecting the workers. As for Draken, he will be in charge of Hoya. The Naga labyrinth became incomparably stronger. The rumors about the Naga king becoming a noble had spread, so no intelligent being dared to approach the labyrinth. We were able to fend off the remaining unintelligent beasts quite easily with the strengthened defenses. We made equipment with the minerals we've been mining from the beginning but previously couldn't put to use. And with consistent training and research, we reached a point where things took care of themselves before I even had to step in. Labyrinth owner, labyrinth managing secretary, workers, scout, captain, commander, commander's aide. They keep watch in shifts at the scouting bases. At the upper right corner of the entrance. Anged bats have settled down. I'll record that down. And any and all events that happen near the Naga labyrinth. Master. I apologize for coming all the way to your private room, but we received an urgent message from the northern scouting base. It's alright, you may report. A small-sized army has appeared around half a day's distance from the labyrinth. What? An army? Not beasts. Yes. A troop numbering roughly 30 is heading toward the labyrinth at the moment. There are 2 commanders, and they both seem to be of hero rank. Hero ranks on the 9th floor of the underworld must be the elite of the elites. They may be small in size, but in order to minimize any damage done to the Naga troops, I ordered them to focus on defense instead of going on the offensive. Good work. I think I should go myself. Lead the way. Yes. We are envoys of Malaxis, the king of hammers and anvils. I am Mlock and I am Block. We are here to have an audience with the Naga Labyrinth's king. How dare a mere human get in our way? How arrogant. If you wish to remain alive. Make way. I'm not even your owner, so why are you bowing down to me? We're here to pay our respects to you. You're the first to earn the title of a noble in this area. We didn't intend to cause any trouble. It just never occurred to me that the master of the Naga labyrinth might not be a Naga. What a pain in the ass. We've disrespected you greatly despite your status as the master of a labyrinth. So you entered my territory with an army just to say hello? Of course not. Our master Malaxis would like to form an amicable relationship with you, Lord. We only brought our elite troops here because it's a very important meeting. We didn't have any other intentions. Goblin Metal Knight. In addition, to congratulate you on joining the ranks of nobility, we've brought you a gift. Oh ho. These down gems are equivalent 500 labyrinth energy points. Not bad. I'll forgive you because of your sincerity. Oh. You're truly generous for doing so despite the insignificant gift. It seems that the others lacked sincerity. I don't understand what you're saying. Does that mean we're the first ones to? That's right. It's understandable for the labyrinth of the dead to not visit, but what's the labyrinth of gluttony doing? Yeah, it's technically the closest labyrinth from here, after the flood dragon labyrinth. By the way. You guys. How did you know where the Naga labyrinth was? As proof of the labyrinth of hammers and anvils amicability, we will give you information on the nearby labyrinth's locations and the current situation. Firstly, the Naga labyrinth is in this region. Explain it in terms of the 9th floor. It's located in a common rocky region on the center of the 9th floor. And right next to that is the fallen flood dragon labyrinth. We found the Naga labyrinth by searching the vicinity of the flood dragon labyrinth. I'm sure the other labyrinths have finished searching the area as well. The labyrinth of gluttony lies in the northern corrupt valley, labyrinth of gluttony, labyrinth of the dead, labyrinth ruins, Naga labyrinth, while the labyrinth of the dead lies in the northeastern barren lands. The three labyrinths form the shape of a triangle. Our labyrinth is located in the upper underworld mountain ranges above the labyrinth of gluttony. Underworld mountain range, labyrinth of hammers and anvils, underworld great plains, labyrinth of gluttony, underworld labyrinth of the wanderers, 30 Naga labyrinth, swamp region, underworld lake, labyrinth of the swamp, forest of dreams, labyrinth of dreams. The remaining labyrinths, the labyrinth of wanderers, the labyrinth of the swamp, and the labyrinth of dreams, are located here. The labyrinths of the 9th floor are keeping each other in check while taking over the small labyrinths that have been appearing in the area, thus maintaining the deadlock. If they were to leave their own labyrinth to attack another labyrinth, their base would be endangered. Of all the labyrinths, the toughest ones are the flood dragon labyrinth, the labyrinth of gluttony, and the labyrinth of the dead. And the trio has formed a power balance. So I broke the power balance by taking down the flood dragon labyrinth. I have no intention of blaming you. But that's correct. Soon enough, there will be a bloodbath on the 9th floor. Which is why the weaker labyrinths like us will start to visit you with the excuse of congratulating you on your newly acquired noble title. So that was just an excuse. I like your honesty. If we hide it from you, after all this. I'm sure it'd just backfire on us, so. But is it really a problem when the labyrinth of gluttony and the labyrinth of the dead can keep each other in check? Actually. The idea of the three-way power balance was just an assumption made by the flood dragon labyrinth and the labyrinth of the dead. The labyrinth of gluttony is not interested in attacking anyone or keeping anyone in check. All the king does is sit on his throne and enlarge his body, as befitting his title as the king of gluttony. His body has gotten uncontrollably large and he has, in turn, gained an unmeasurable amount of power. Since there is no way to feed his tens of thousands of gluttons, he won't attempt to leave the labyrinth. That's contradictory. Wouldn't he be starving if he only stayed in his labyrinth? When they are in a suitable nest, they'll gain energy without losing any. I see. So they get stronger endlessly just by doing nothing. I never thought that something so bothersome would be so close to us. It's very valuable information. Deliver my greetings to your master, Malaxis. We appreciate your generosity, Lord. You've come a long way to get here. Will you be resting here before your departure? I appreciate your consideration, but I don't think it'd be good if we were to run into other visitors. I see. If that's how it is. Quintus, get some soldiers and escort our guests out. Yes. My king. Rikshasha, based on what you know about the 9th floor, is his information credible? Yes. The mercenary group I am associated with traveled from east to west. I can confirm that his information on the swamps, rivers, wanderers and dead's location are more or less accurate. Good. Record the map on the ground before it gets erased. Just as the goblins predicted, Master, more visitors are here. What a pain in the ass. Guests from the dream, swamp, and wanderer labyrinths visited us in the next couple of days. The labyrinth of dreams sent species that looked like witches or fallen fairies. The queen of dreams, Ariane, doesn't seem to like the emergence of a new noble. If you are not cautious, information about your labyrinth may be exposed. The labyrinth of the swamp sent fishy and soggy species. The king of the swamps, Garintos, was afraid that the new power in the underworld would be hostile toward them. They wanted to ensure that their non-aggression agreement would be upheld. Lastly, the labyrinth of wanderers sent aggressive centaurs. Hecarim, the king of wanderers, is very interested in the story of the king of the new power. Only the hammer and anvil guys brought us gifts. The centaurs were even rude to us. So tired. Weren't they supposed to be like honorable guardians of the forest or something? We haven't heard anything from the labyrinth of the dead and the labyrinth of gluttony. The parasite has detected a disparate presence. Parasite skill detect is being activated. Looks like that's not the case. Sorry. Lump of glutton. On the ceiling of the owner's room. When did it? They're by far the rudest visitor we've had. They sent this thing but didn't even come to say hello. They were even spying on us. Does your owner want a war or something? Master. Lumps of glutton have collective intelligence. What they see and hear is delivered directly to the king. Did I just declare war on them? I don't think that was a good idea. Why don't we just do it? What? I didn't tell you this in front of the goblins because I was afraid of information getting leaked, but we have a very clear advantage against the gluttons. Their weakness is ice, master. Is that so? 0. It's war. Slime. I've already figured out the location of your labyrinth. And your weakness as well. What? What the hell is this crazy bastard saying? If you would like to apologize to us, you'd better come to us yourself before next week comes. Master. Is he here? Yes. The master of the labyrinth of gluttony has arrived. Step back, Dominique. You must have come here to die instead of apologizing. King of gluttony. Uther. You must have come here to die instead of apologizing. King of gluttony, Uther. When did he? It looks like you planned to quickly break through to the owner's room and break the labyrinth core, but did you not consider that I would have prepared for something like that? Magicians. Looks like you don't even have a shred of pride. It's useless. You've been surrounded for a while now. We'll freeze you together with the whole corridor. You still won't say anything until the end. This is not what I expected. It doesn't seem intimidated or reluctant after seeing the ice. In fact, it seems more excited. Like it's about to start attacking at any moment. Was it a mistake to bring it all the way to the owner's room? Was Dominique's decision wrong? No, there's no way she's wrong. Magicians, strengthen your blades. Parasite ability, chardening, is being activated. Even if there are millions of you, you are still slimes. You should have just bowed. I will freeze all of you to the core. Everybody attack. Don't let it attempt anything. I am sorry. Dungeon Didacy. Excuse me. Hello. I'm Uther. I've come to apologize. Magicians. Huh. I thought that I was just being led here by the maids. It seems that I've been rude. Sorry. I'll be heading out. I can't get out because the exit is blocked. You've been surrounded for a while now. We'll freeze you together with the whole corridor. Huh. But I came to apologize. Wait, please calm down and listen to what I've got to say. Stop. Calm down. I don't want to fight. You still won't say anything until the end. I've been talking since just now. Hold on. I have no vocal cords. So that was what happened. Sorry. It has been so long since I talked to somebody that I forgot the parts one needed for a conversation. Ah. Well. Did I forget language as well? But I've been spying on other labyrinths as well, so that shouldn't be the case. Sehr erfreut. Get es in gut. Nice to meet you. How have you been? Just. Go back to the previous one. We've been listening to you. So. Are you really the king of gluttony, Uther himself? Ah, yes. Allow me to introduce myself again. I am Uther, the owner of the Labyrinth of Gluttony, leader of the gluttons in the Siarupt Valley. Congratulations on being appointed as a baron. It was actually my first time seeing a noble, so I didn't know that I had to prepare a gift. I started preparing in a rush after seeing the goblin envoys through a piece of glutto. But I've never given a gift to anybody before. Well, I never really made contact other labyrinths after I got my own. So I was thinking about what to gift you. Rather than a master of a dungeon. I commanded it to figure out what you might like, but I didn't expect it to go all the way to the owner's room. I really didn't do it on purpose. But I didn't know that I would get discovered as well. This guy is just a shut-in hikikomori. Aren't you quite abstemious for having the title of glutton? Hee, thank you. It wasn't a compliment. To tell you the truth, I've been using energy to maintain my form ever since I left the Labyrinth of Gluttony. These dark ones are all dead. Because of that, tens of gluttony pieces are dying of starvation every minute. You look quite calm for someone whose body is slowly dying. Well, the gluttony pieces don't really have any self-consciousness, and I'll be the last one to starve, so. I came with about 1 million of them, so I'll be able to last for about a month. It will be over for you if I freeze all of you at once, though. You are absolutely right. No, it is impossible to freeze all of him at once. He only needed to kneel to crack the floor, and he only needed to bang his head against the ground to disperse the magic. Thank God he's more afraid of ice than he should be. Well. Now that the misunderstanding has been resolved, and I've given you my apology. Is it alright if I go back? Nope, unfortunately, it will be difficult for me to accept your apology. Ha. But didn't you tell me to come to you in person if I wanted to apologize? I told you to come over and apologize, but I never said that I'll forgive you. Ugh, but. Well, it's not like it's impossible for me to forgive you. With the privilege bestowed upon me as a noble of Geyser, I ask you to become my servant, my first knight. Then I'll forgive you. A knight of a noble. How could someone like me take such an honorable position? We've only just met. Aren't you a master of a labyrinth as well? I have no doubts about your combat abilities. You'll be bound to me though a contract, so it doesn't matter if I trust you or not. I earn a trustworthy servant and you won't have to worry about ice, your mortal weakness. Most importantly, you'll become the first knight of a noble. Everyone will look up to you. The first knight of a noble. This guy is actually just a hikikomori. I shall begin the contract ritual. I, Baron Kim Jin-woo, name Uther, master of the Labyrinth of Gluttony, as my first knight. Sign here if you agree. Yes, sir. All right. With this, the contract has been made. I, Baron Kim Jin-woo, have no obligation to protect Uther, my first honorable knight. However, Uther, the master of the Labyrinth of Gluttony, shall be obligated to protect me and my labyrinth with his life. He will also be required to obey my commands, whatever they may be. In addition, he is required to give up half of his total labyrinth earnings in gems to me as an offering. Furthermore, he is obligated to make all the storage and treasure rooms in the Labyrinth of Gluttony available to Kim Jin-woo. If he owns any equipment or down gems that may suit Kim Jin-woo, he shall offer it to Kim Jin-woo immediately. Furthermore, if Kim Jin-woo dishes to have any of acquiesce sessions, he should. It seems that our regular auction will go well according to plan. Of course. It is the black merchant's best event. We can't afford to make any mistakes. Have you sent all the invitation letters? It seems that the ones in charge of the first, second, and the third floors are all absent. Well, there are no labyrinths left in Scathe thanks to the humans anyway. But the fourth floor somehow managed to take part. They'd also be busy fending off humans. Is there someone who'd like to enter the auction? Ah, there's this greenhorn who said he wanted to have a look at the auction. Isn't it common for new labyrinth owners to show interest in the auctions? Why are you making such a big deal out of it? No, that's not it, the owner of the fourth floor this time is a... He's a human. Ooh. The labyrinth has accepted a human once more. I wonder how long this one will last. Speaking of humans, how is the human on the ninth floor doing? It's not as chaotic as the eighth floor, but isn't the ninth floor the toughest floor for new labyrinths to survive? Can you tell what this is? Of course. Isn't that a VIP ticket for nobles? Why do you have that when you're not even in the deeper floors? Wait, no, it can't be. VIP Yuhi hike. The human on the ninth floor managed to get appointed a baron. Unbelievable. It's already surprising that he's still alive. I can't believe he's a baron too. With the special prizes that we prepared, and the presence of the first human noble ever, this auction will turn out to be very interesting. VIP ticket. Yes, it's an annual festival that we black merchants hold. Regular products are sold by black market dealers like us, but rare items in high demand are put up for auction. Everyone should have equal opportunities, after all. Then that would mean that the participants would be labyrinth owners. Does anyone even show up? Of course, tens of people show up every year. And we've received over 100 participants at its peak. There are so many labyrinths that survived. Geyser is far bigger than what you imagine, Master. There is probably much more to the ninth floor than what was shown in the goblins' maps. We also provide other services. When you leave your labyrinth empty while participating in the auction, the black merchant's flag will be hung at your labyrinth. If other labyrinths attack a labyrinth that has our flag up, they will be blacklisted by the black merchants. We will restrict trade to their labyrinth, and may even destroy their labyrinth itself depending on the situation. With the power of a group of merchants. I understand that you might find it hard to believe, but there is a reason why our organization has managed to survive for centuries. I do remember evading the destruction of my labyrinth in my early days by escaping to the auction venue. Ah, yes. That happened even before the Great War. I remember that too. Uther, the king of gluttony. Hello. Why is the master of the labyrinth of gluttony here? And isn't that the labyrinth of gluttony behind him? That's my home sweet home. What is going on? He's my knight now. After signing a contract to make Uther my subordinate, I gained the ability gates between the two labyrinths. The labyrinth of gluttony is basically next door now. Good lord. You made a labyrinth owner of the same floor your subordinate. Is there a problem? And no. I don't think so. The alliance between the labyrinth of gluttony and the Naga's labyrinth would be a significant force on the ninth floor. The surrounding labyrinths are going to be wary of you. You don't have to worry about that. It seems that Valicious is the only one the labyrinths on the ninth floor are paying attention to. They would simply assume that this alliance was made to keep Valicious in check. I didn't expect you to have figured out the situation as well. You've managed to surprise me once more after the war against the flood dragons. This is not good for an old man's heart. However, it seems that the contract did not completely bind the subject under my control. To be precise, my control only extends to the contracted individual. I am unable to control the labyrinth that it owns. The first knight of Chim Jinwu, owner of the Naga's labyrinth Kuthar, the king of gluttony labyrinth of gluttony rank 5 can only see the labyrinth's rank. I can't access the summon or build functions. How did you get your dungeon to level 5 when you don't even like to go outside? I tried my hardest too in the beginning. Well, would you like a tour of the labyrinth of gluttony? I'll pass on that. I've visited it several times as a merchant. How should I put this? That place feels kind of unpleasant because its walls and floors are all covered up in slime. Yeah, it's pretty unpleasant. How could you? Anyway. Back to the topic. We provide VIP tickets instead of normal tickets to the higher-ups. The nobles of Geyser. You'll be seated in a private room with a clear view of the auction items. Participants outside the room won't be able to look in. Complimentary food and service that befits the tastes of nobles will be provided. So I recommend that you participate, if only for the entertainment. Is the Ghost King participating? You mean Valicious? Well, it's difficult for me to provide personal information, but I'd say that he's a regular who participates every year. He is very interested in biological experiments, so he usually buys the live goods. That's a lot of information that you're providing me. How can I keep my mouth sealed when questioned by a baron? Besides, I think that things will become more interesting this way. I will seriously consider your offer. I could go there to scout around as well. If you visit us, we will provide you with our best services as a thank you. The auction starts exactly a week from the moment the ticket first begins to glow, and lasts for 1 week. I was signorade. Regardless of where you are, a gate will form when you tear that ticket. Is it alright if I bring others? Yes. If that is what the Baron wishes. Clean your place up. Why is it so sticky? Ha. But I consider this clean. But why are we leaving from my labyrinth? Why? Well, beasts might spill out when I tear that ticket. So my labyrinth is being used as a shield. Of course. Well, wah. Quintus, have you hung the flag? Yes, sir. I've hung the Black Merchant's flag around the vicinity of the Naga labyrinth. All our forces, save for the bare minimum, have also gone to rest. Alright, since the Ghost King will be participating, our only threat right now are the wild beasts. But still, be on guard. I won't let a single insect pass through, my king. Uther and Rakshasha, who knows the appearances of the labyrinth owners of the 9th floor, will follow as for Dominique. Sorry, we need you to remain here to ensure that our labyrinth continues to function properly. I'm sorry again, but I'll be leaving the labyrinth under your care. Don't be sorry. It's my job. But make sure to rest. It's time. Let's go. You son of a bitch. How dare you show your face here? You still have the guts to participate in the auction after getting your ass beat by me. Shouldn't you invest your Dawn gems into spawning more soldiers instead of using them on the auction? The fuck did you just say? You were busy running away outside, but you're talking shit to me the moment we enter a combat-restricted area. If it weren't for the flag, you'd be attending this auction from inside my stomach. How's your down gem budget for this auction? Don't even try me. I'll rip you apart. Just 1 more week. Your life will end together with this auction. Why don't you just strike me now? How chaotic. Is it always like this? Yes, most of our customers are at war or in conflict with each other. We did not select them on purpose. And they have other circumstances apart from the auction, so please understand. So half of them fled here to survive just like you once did, Uther. Eek. That was all in the past. People don't dare to touch anymore. That shady guy is Valicious. The owner of the Labyrinth of the Dead. So that guy is. I can only see his back. The seats around him are all empty. Why? I can't say for sure because I can't smell things, but I heard that he smells like rotting bodies. The auction will start soon. Guests, please be seated. We'll continue this later. Quiet. That ended quickly. It would have been more interesting if some started fighting. Fighting is prohibited within the area owned by the Black Merchants. I heard that just now. Thank you, esteemed guests, for participating in the Black Merchants' annual auction. I would like to give you a huge welcome and express my gratitude. However, I cannot waste the noble's precious time with my unnecessary blabbering, so we will get started with the auction immediately. In addition, we promised that even nobles would crave the special product that we have prepared for the finale of this auction. So please remain in your seats even if the previous products were not to your liking. So, the first product of this auction fees. Something that we haven't been able to see in the past 10 years. Something that has bitten our hands that fed them. Something that is hard to find as they only frequent the shallow parts of geyser. Something that geyser only has a few of left. The Geyserian. As you know, the Geyserians that were once commonly spotted have now become a rare sight due to the treaty signed with the humans on the surface. Did we recapture this one after it was freed? No. This is a pure Geyserian, uncorrupted by the surface. It was almost killed as it was born after the treaty was made, but an honorable noble took it in and raised it. He is more or less its savior. A human. Why is a human being auctioned? Yeah, can't you see humans everywhere? Haha. And that's where you're wrong. Our customers from the higher levels coexist with humans, so they can't determine the worth of this product, but this product is actually aimed at the customers from deeper floors, where humans are a rare sight. You can get it as a pet. As a subject for study. For experiments. Or buy it as a toy. Or you can buy it for that flavor from 10 years ago that you just can't forget. For a special meal. The possibilities endless. Humans are tasty. The only downside is that there isn't much meat on them. Come to think of it, don't you think that this place smells like a human? It's probably thanks to that product. However, there is one flaw in this product. It can be considered broken since it can't speak. It can't even let out a scream. Of course, due to its defect, the starting bid will be lowered. Well then. The Geyserian from the deeper floors that was put up for auction by our noble sir. The starting bid shall be 100 down gems. Why? Was a dungeon baby auctioned as a product? Explain. The auction products are selected based on the trend. We will observe and determine the items that are valued the most highly in geyser. If it is deemed unworthy, the item will be. That's not what I'm asking. Calm down, master. You are going up against the black merchants. Even the nobles of the deeper floors are wary of going against them. There are dozens of other labyrinth owners here too. We can't deal with them the same way we dealt with the flood dragons. We can't use pure strength to handle this situation. Rikshasha. You said that you wanted revenge for your kind as they were being experimented on by the Necromancer King, right? TL.N, changed Ghost King to Necromancer King. That's right. Look at that. My kind are being treated as playthings and products. We have 250. Under their hands. Would you have stopped me if they were elves of your kind? Yes. You are up against the black merchants. You have no chance of winning. In the end, you wish to rescue that Geyserian, am I right? As a lowly commoner, I simply cannot imagine the life you have led in Geyser, sir. However, I can understand why you wish to deal with this with your strength. There are other nobles who are short-tempered too. Stop beating around the bush and get to the point. This is an auction, sir. The method to rescue that child is simple. Start bidding. 1,200, we have 1,200. As expected from the being that living products fear the most. The Necromancer King does not back down. Since he hasn't seen humans for a long time, it will prove to be a valuable sample. He might be the one closest to being a noble amongst the participants here, but it looks like he's out of luck today. It appears that this Geyserian has caught the eye of an esteemed noble. 1,300, We've called it. The esteemed noble has bid 1,300. We have a bid of 1,500. The Necromancer King refuses to back down. Valicious, that bastard, must be out of his mind. He shouldn't be touching the things that the higher-ups set their sights upon. Leave him be. He must have a death wish. Well. We have a bid of 1,600. Now, it seems that our esteemed noble is not in a very good mood. Allow me to reiterate. We, the black merchants, are not liable for whatever happens after the auction. Alright. 1,600, 1,600. 1,600, going once, going twice. Sold. It has been sold. The Geyserian has been sold to the noble sir for 1,600 gems. The product that was estimated to cost 1,000 gems has been sold at a very high price. Who? Do we have to go to this extent? The Necromancer King is quite persistent. We will have to charge the damage fees for the private room separately. Do as you wish. Will I get the product straight away? We ship out the products at the end of the 1-week auction. However, if you wish, you may privately view the product once today's auction is completed. Of course, you cannot claim it today. Well then, our next product is not a luxury good. Alright. I'll check it out today. The next product is something that will benefit you in battle, and the item is now loading. There were no subsequent human products. It is a spirit that was treasured by the lives before their downfall. 000 Kyling. There were live ones from time to time, but they were mostly deformed or rare creatures. The other items included down gems with special abilities and luxury products. We extracted this from the Elder of the STH floor. Highest quality down gems instant amplification. And objects whose high prices I couldn't understand. This is a firearm that was used by humans during the Great War. It cannot harm us, but it can be used as an elaborate ornament. Amongst them, there was one product that I couldn't understand the most. And finally, what everyone has been waiting for. The last and the most special product. A vampire. As you know, vampires are scarce in Geyser. A vampire. It's my first time seeing one. The bulk of their small population is possessed by the nobles of the deep floors. Even so, you cannot doubt its rarity and scarcity. It seems like she's looking this way. Well. You squashed the private room. So it'll naturally attract her attention. Now, calm down. This product has a special condition attached to it. Even if you have successfully bid for the product, if the product does not recognize you as its master, the transaction will be nullified. The product will be retrieved and put up again at the end of the auction the next day. Rest assured, we will not charge you anything. That's bullshit. This is the first time the black merchants are carrying out such a unique auction as well. How could a product choose its owner? Everybody, calm down. Please keep in mind that the noble who auctioned this product is the master of one of the deepest labyrinths in Geyser. It's fine to bad-mouth us black merchants. But I'm afraid that such behavior may irritate the esteemed noble. Haha. A vampire. When I was on the deep floors, there were beings that pounced for blood. Is she one of them? Those are lowly bloodsuckers. Most of them do not have their own ego and are no different from a normal undead. It is said that a vampire can even bestow upon their master the gift of immortality. However, since her true blood has been diluted, I'd assume that she won't have such abilities. I'm not interested. There are enough recent additions to the crew. Hoya, Uther, and that dungeon baby I just bought. The auction was unprecedentedly heated. And it was sold at the final price of 23,000 gems. However, things got interesting as the vampire refused to even look at the bidder. You must be joking. How dare a mere product reject me? Who do you think I am? I am the ruler of the 6th floor. Do not defile Holy Auction House with your violence. I will kill you. Wow. How did the highest quality down gem get here? If the evaluation of this goes well, it may appear as a product tomorrow. It's in this room. Although it has been sold to you, please refrain from touching it as there are still procedures that need to be followed before it is transferred to you. 7 Alright. Do you have a name? It seems like she's looking at me, but her eyes have no focus. Don't worry. I don't intend to harm you. I won't hurt you, even if you make a noise. So they were right about her losing the ability to speak. Her life in the labyrinth must have been tough. There were people like her around me as well last time. In cases like this, I am your new master. You have to serve me now. They really did a number on her. They've turned her into a doll. Raise your head. Disgusting bastards. Were there any other Geyserians apart from you in the labyrinth that you lived in? Which labyrinth did you come from? Which master did you serve? It's no use. I was going to leave her in the care of the Naga Empire, but her condition is worse than I expected. If I do so, rather than finding a proper parent, there is a high chance that she might be abandoned or abused by people looking for subsidies. I knew something like this would happen. I guess I'll have to take care of her for the time being. I'll come for you in a week, so behave yourself. Rest well until I'm back. Guide. Yes, sir. I am very displeased by the product storage environment. Is this all the service the black merchants have to offer? Please tell us what displeases you. That child is now a part of my entourage. Provide her the same services that you provide me. Get her a room, food, and treat her minor injuries too. Or do you plan on handing over a damaged product? We will carry out your requests immediately. However, no matter how exquisite the product may be, I believe such treatment is too much for a Geyserian whose only purpose is to serve as a worker. You dare say something like that to me? The man in front of you 13 also a Geyserian. My apologies. I'll check in regularly to see how the child is doing. You'd better take care of her properly. Understood. 7 days have passed since I arrived at the auction house of the black merchants. I spent most of my time in accommodation made for nobles. Food. Contrary to what I feared, we were served food for humans and provided nice beds to sleep on. It was quite comfortable, aside from the fact that the toilet was the squatting type and the lack of entertainment. Where did they even get something like this? We had a lot of time to spare, so I was able to hear Rakshas's story, which I had put aside earlier. What happened was, after the downfall of the elves, she gathered the remaining members to form a mercenary guild. They survived by aiding different labyrinths when they called for help. Their mercenary guild was quite well known due to their combat prowess, but the fact that they only consisted of elves who were extremely exquisite. Maid Valicious, who goes crazy over rare creatures, set a trap for them. I'm sorry to tell you this. She was the only one who was not sacrificed. But that's a common occurrence in Geyser. You are right. I knew that my strength alone was not enough for revenge, so I tried to use trickery. I understand your situation. I'll help with your revenge. Are you sure you're alright with helping me? I'm the one who dragged you into our maze. And even if it weren't for you, the Necromancer King has still been acting very suspicious. His labyrinth is right next to ours as well, and we'll end up going against each other sooner or later. Thank you. Let's stop this here for now. Glutton. Yeah. Is the kid doing well? Hold on. 222 co. She's the same as ever, staring off into the distance from the corner of the room. How about her food? The helpers are providing her with food during meal times, but eat your food. Yeah, she only eats when I tell her to. TCH, she's like a doll that only moves by command. I guess I should be relieved that she knows how to use the washroom by herself. Today is the last day of the auction. Just bear with her for one more day. Alright. It's not difficult since she doesn't move that much anyway. Testing. This is an announcement from the black merchants. The final auction for today is about to start. Esteemed nobles and guests, please gather at the auction house. Today will be the end of all this. Come to think about it, you didn't really auction for anything after the Geyserian. Most of the products were luxury goods, so there wasn't much for me to buy. Besides, whenever anything useful appeared, the prices would leap to over 10,000, so I couldn't buy it even if I wanted to. The budget for the Naga Labyrinth is around 8,000, which speaks for itself. Let's get this over with and go back home. Why didn't you show up when my shift was over? The main body is gone, let's just let's hide the main body's pieces and make fun of him. The final auction wasn't any different. The products offered were nothing special. What does a gnome say when greets you? Hell gnome. What's so good about that thing? I'd rather spend my gems on more units. And I'm sure everyone already knows what it is. The special product of this auction who has refused her owner for the past week. I have no idea why that vampire even came. Is she even a product? Seems like she's only here to make fun of the participants. Will the highest bidder be selected by her? Hold on. Oh no. The product is not allowed to speak. Don't be boring. You guys are going to be in trouble if I don't sell, right? Well. Yes. Since this is the final auction, let's add some spice to it. Spice. This time, instead of having the participants choose me, I'll choose my master. And that master will determine how much I'm worth. Regardless of how high or low their offer. I'll be sold for that price. Ooh. This is indeed an event fit for the finale. I believe that the participants will understand, so let's proceed straight away. Who will be the owner of the vampire, the red gem of Geyser? I've already made my choice on the first day. That place is the room of the noble who went on a rampage on the first day. Ah. The smell wafting from here was so sweet. Rikshasha. Yes, master. Are all vampires like this? Ah. This is also my first time coming across one, so. She's just a pervert. Ah. The vampire has chosen a master. And her choice is his grace. Is it due to his overwhelming presence? She's out of her mind. TSK. An aristocrat. I knew it. I bet that was the plan all along. They just played us. As promised, her value depends solely on the judgment of the aristocrat. The price you call will be the price she's sold for. So. How much do you think this vampire is worth? 1 down gem. Ah. How can this be? It looks like the vampire, which is considered a priceless treasure of Geyser, is about to be sold for just 1 down gem. But we mustn't jump to conclusions. Perhaps the Lord is offering a down gem of the highest rank, lowest rank. 1 down gem of the lowest rank. Ma master. What? It's stupid to offer a high price when they gave me the freedom of choice. I didn't care about the vampire in the first place, so wasting even 1 down gem saddens me. I don't get why vampires are such great things either. It's just a little rare, like Drakens. I'll just return it later if it proves to be useless. I predicted it, but it's very much something he'd say. 1 lowest rank down gem. How can this be? The first vampire in Geyser auction since the establishment of the black merchants. Has been sold for just 1 lowest rank down gem. The lowest price ever called. She might be nicknamed 1 gem vampire from now on, Cook. Mocking me. Well, whatever. What's important for me right now isn't down gems. Hey. Can I go meet my master now that it's over? Oh, no. There are steps. Don't be like that. I'm already upset that I was sold for so cheap. I'm about to be flat broke. Well, alright. We'll hurry with the payment then. Thank you once again for coming here, everyone. We have come to the end of the Black Merchants auction. I hope this week was worthwhile to you. Those who have placed successful bids, please wait in the lobby or your private rooms. Congratulations. You've bought a precious vampire for an unbelievable price. Geyser's luck must be with you. You must be busy, so let's skip the annoying little steps. If you could just pay the price. You only show yourself now that it's pay, huh? So, why me? The most magnificent, I wasn't talking to you, vampire. Is someone behind all this? TCH. I don't know what you mean. It's way coincidental. I beat up an annoying neighbor, and I'm suddenly an aristocrat. I participated in this auction as an observer, but the first vampire to ever be auctioned is sold to. It's way too obvious. It couldn't get any more obvious than this. Haha. You're overthinking it, Baron. This may be a bit rude, but you're just one of the many masters of geyser. Who would profit from things going well for you? They say luck is skill. Why don't you just enjoy your rewards? I still don't accept that it's pure coincidence, but alright. Of course, it's not that there isn't a price to pay. What? Her previous owner was very fond of her, so there may be significant trouble if anything happens to her. You were just talking about luck, but now you're saying this. Do you want to fight? No, that's... Take her back. What do you mean, Baron? I don't need her, so take her back. I don't care about her at all, but I have to take her in. 1. Get down. And I'll even get attacked if she gets hurt. Do I look that stupid? If the previous owner is so fond of her, then they can have her back. This sale was forced on me. It's not an auction. Stupid. I don't need her. Take her and screw off. W8. I'm a vampire. Your status will be increased just by having me, a vampire, by your side. You're just a mosquito with arms and legs. AMO mosquito. Listen up, vampire. I'm a human. I don't know what kind of treatment you received in the deeper floors, but the way I think is fundamentally different from the way the monsters that served you think. To me, that fellow human over there walk. I'm a baby is much more precious. Ha. Well, alright. I get that you're not an ordinary person. Of course, that's a good thing, considering you're my master now. I just said I don't want to be your owner. Since you don't seem to understand the situation, I'll explain as much as I can to you. Oh. I'll go outside and block my ears. It's fine. Stay here. I'm gonna tell him about your secret agreement too. Secret agreement. Ha. Ugh. My previous owner is Count Anatolius, a steel giant on the 11th floor. It's not wrong to say that he was very fond of me. But certain circumstances forced him to give me away. What circumstances? Simple. He couldn't fulfill even the most basic condition required to form a contract with a vampire. A vampire needs blood from the to-be owner to sign a contract, and that blood is the source of their power. But Sir Anatolius' blood was steel. I can take most beasts' blood. But steel is a bit. In other words, he couldn't feed his pet, so he gave it away. I don't like how you worded that, but you're not wrong. I've starved for months. And master, you smelled so sweet. I'm not your owner. Ah. This is exactly how the real luxurious stuff smelled like in the past. To be honest, I was gonna use my vampire status to seduce the new owner and live a fun life. I don't need her. Please. I'm about to starve to death. I'm so hungry. I said I don't need you. I've told you everything. I have no evil intentions. I'm just desperate for food. Just a leader. Are you trying to kill me? No, 500 ml, then just a sip. No. A drop. Baron. This is hard for me to say, but I think rejecting her will anger Anatolius. I have no choice then. What a bother. I'll work hard. I can't clean or do laundry, but I'll at least pretend to work hard. Fine. Get off me already, you mosquito. Ha. Fine. I'll give you my blood, but I haven't really accepted you, so. Yay. Thank you for the meal. Ha. I guess a lot of things happened. Well, yeah. This child seems to be of the same species as you, and the shameless woman next to you is Kaya. My goodness. She's a vampire. I bought them both at the auction. An auction. A human being auctioned makes sense, but... Vampire Kangela. Legendary. Wah. Considering the funds we have and her maintenance fees. How many down gems were there in the storage? It's okay.